So this is an important question. Many people have asked it, so let me treat it once and for all. So it says, what do you think about skin color? Why the difference in skin colors between humans? You know, I explained the evolution of humans in one video, and somebody is asking me, why do different humans have different skin colors in different continents? Okay, the short question is adaptation. When all humans started in Africa, when some humans got there and stayed there for thousands of years, their skin adapted to there. I'm black, I'm living in Africa, West Africa, close to the equator. You know, the earth is like a sphere. The equator is close to the center of that sphere, like a football. And this center is closer to the sun than the top. You know, the earth curves like this, like a sphere. So people here, let's say the sun is here. People here are further away from the sun than people here. So people here, sun is hitting us directly. So our skin had to be black to be able to adapt to the hot rays of the sun. Otherwise, we'll be having cancer all the time. So my black skin is like solar panel. I get energy from the sun. That's why as a black person, you need to be going out so that the sun will be touching you. Otherwise, you will get sick over time because your body cannot naturally produce vitamin D. It's only when the sun hits you, it will convert to vitamin D in your body. So, but other people that have other skin colors can naturally produce it. So if you know that you're walking anywhere, you're always indoors, from your house to your car to your office to your house to your car to your office, you need to be taking vitamin D supplements. Now, with that out of the way, first thing you need to know is that this Earth, this planet is very difficult to survive in. Forget what people tell you that it's perfect, everything is perfect, is designed. No, it's very hostile. They say 99.9% of living species, living things that have tried to survive on this planet have wiped out entire species of living things. You know, for instance, dogs have 300, there are 360 species of dogs. Talk about bulldogs, Ascension dogs, Chihuahua, and so on. 360 at least. Distinct species. And they are telling you that 99% of species of all living things that have tried to survive on Earth have wiped out, have died, extinct. Okay? So initially there used to be a lot of human species, a whole lot of human species, okay? Let me show you. Can you see this? Homo neanderthalensis, the upright man, that's Homo erectus. Homo florensis, Homo naledi, this one is in South Africa. Denisovans, Homo habilis, okay? These are different types of humans that used to be around. And we humans, you and I, we are Homo sapiensia, Homo sapiens. That is the wise man. So most of our evolution went to our brain. That's why we're physically weak. You can't run faster than any animal. You can't run faster than dogs. You can't run faster than cats. You can't climb so fast. There's nothing we can do with our physical body that makes any sense, because our body devoted many of its evolutionary resources to developing our brain, our neocortex. So because of that, we became wise. With our wisdom, we created tools. We are the tool creating man. We created tools. All this technology you are seeing is with our wisdom. All these other animals devoted their evolution to different things. A way to explain it is when you look at different dog species. All right, humans breed dogs for different things. So if you look at German Shepherd, it was bred to be intelligent. Do you understand? Most of the what do you call it, evolutionary of that, what do you call it? Most of the intelligence of that dog goes to, the power of that dog goes to its intelligence. That's why police use it. Things like bulldogs were bred to be very powerful. Their jaws are very powerful and aggressive. Okay? And so on. So that's how different humans adapted to their environment based on different things. You understand? Homo habilis, this one was building houses. All right? Instead of living in caves like others. Upright man, this one was walking straight, standing up. Most animals lean, but this one was standing up. So they are named mostly according to what they were doing, what they were best at, you see, or where they were found. So, but us, we are wise. So it turned out that about human beings, modern humans, Homo sapiens, we evolved around 300,000 years ago, and then around 70,000 years ago, there was a massive volcano. All these things used to exist at the same time with Homo sapiens. We're all on this planet. A massive volcano called the Toba volcano, Toba. Go and Google it so you can read more. This Toba volcano happened around 70,000 years ago. To tell you how far back it is, Jesus Christ died 2,000 years ago. Only 2,000 years ago. You see, 70,000 years ago is a lot of time. Now imagine humans appearing 300,000 years ago. So we've been here for a long time. So what happened was that this volcano was so powerful. There has not been any other volcano that is as powerful as that. You know, volcano is when mountains are spitting out fire. So it threw out so much fire that the smoke from that volcano covered the earth like a blanket. Imagine the whole clouds turning black. And when it turns black, sun cannot enter. So it's like night time. And it took about a year or two to disperse, for that black cloud to disperse. Now, what happened within that year or two? Plants died, because plants need sunlight for photosynthesis. Many plants that other animals eat for food died. And as plants are dying, they no longer give out oxygen. You know, plants give out oxygen, we breathe it. We give out carbon dioxide, they breathe it. So imagine all these plants and trees, and there are a whole lot of them dying out. So what happened was, when they died, that's food dying. So many living things died out, especially the bigger living things. So many, all these people, many of them died out. Many wiped out. So even all human beings died, except a tiny village in East Africa. A tiny village. Look, this is a map of Africa. This is where we are, West Africa. There is a tiny village somewhere around here that survived, mostly because they were living on top of a mountain. Okay? So they survived, just about 1,000 individuals. Otherwise, human race would have wiped out like other species that wiped out. So these individuals started reproducing again. Within a short time, some of them started migrating. As their numbers increased, I'm talking about 1,000 years and so, they started migrating. They got to Egypt and crossed into Israel, modern day Israel. This wasn't called Egypt then. They crossed, and some went to Europe, you see. Some went towards Russia. Some went towards India. See, some crossed the ocean, got to Japan. So as they were migrating, they were seeing remnants of these other human beings, human cousins. We call them cousins, but they are other species of humans, like Homo florensis, Homo habilis. So they were sleeping with them. Mating, that's what they call it. They mated with them and they produced offspring. So for instance, Homo neanderthalensis, the skin is light-skinned. It has been here for a long time, and it's adapted to European weather, which is the skin was already light, the hairs were growing long, and a lot of adaptations. But they were now much fewer than they used to be. So when humans met them and mated, they started producing whiter skin. And whiter skin was more likely to survive in a cold environment than darker skin. You understand? So the darker ones died out, the whiter ones survived. Same thing with around China. The blacks that left Africa and went to China met a human species that is short, called Homo florensis, very short like this. They have dug up the bones, that's evidence, and did the DNA, and saw that Chinese people have at least 2 to 4% of DNA of that extinct human. They did DNA of people in Europe and found that they have 2 to 4%. Now, because it's a tiny group of humans that migrated out, they say that a leader in Europe like Winston Churchill and Genghis Khan, which is a leader in China, they are more closely related in DNA than any random 2 villages in Africa. Because in Africa, many people migrated. Like we in West Africa, we migrated from East Africa to West Africa. So humans were spreading. After the whole Toba volcano thing, everywhere was now, the world was now good. Humans started spreading, migrating. There's also evidence that some humans got to Egypt and migrated downwards towards this place. So that's how we got to West Africa. That's why our DNA in West Africa is related, but every village is more distinct than most people in Europe versus most people in what do you call it, Asia. So people in Asia are more related, are closer in DNA wise to people in Europe than my village and your village in West Africa. You see? So that's how the migration happened. And we are not out of the waters yet. A big thing can still happen and wipe out the whole humanity.